It was yesterday's Global Day of Action, and we saw over 1 million Iranians and supporters of the free people of Iran rally worldwide in dozens of cities, and everyone here is pushing hard for regime change amid the regime's brutal crackdowns. And then at the same time, the U.S. will have multiple carriers in the Middle East here within a few days. Mossad's David Barnea is coordinating in Florida, so what could be happening during those talks? And then President Trump's negotiating team has told him that a nuclear deal looks difficult to impossible with Iran. And then the Ayatollah is warning of an all-out regional war if he's targeted. But at the end of the day, Iran at this point, it looks to me, doesn't have a big power backer like China or Russia that would step in. I mean, they've done some things to help out, dropped off some surface-to-air radars, just a few little gifts, maybe a few fireworks that China dropped off to Iran, but it doesn't look like they have that China-Russia connection that maybe some people thought they did, with the U.S. and Israel teaming up to squeeze off the flow of oil from Iran to China. So at this point, all bets are off when it comes to the relationships between Russia and China. But stay to the end, because we're going to touch on all of these things a little more. Plus, I'll give you a personal perspective on why it looks like it's taking a while when President Trump said help is on the way. I'll tell you at the end of this video, just on a personal note, of what I think's going on, so stay to the end for that. But with the protests amplifying, carriers positioning, intel syncing up, it's like the situation is about to finally reach a climax. Yesterday, February 14th, exiled Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi called for the Global Day of Action, and it delivered big. Over 1 million people rallied across 30 countries, 73 cities. Some of the biggest turnouts were in Munich, around 250,000 at the Munich Security Conference sidelines. LA hit a historic 350,000, and Toronto hit around 350,000 as well. Protesters waved the pre-1979 flag, and they chanted for regime overthrow, and they're basically backing that internal uprising where tens of thousands of Iranians have been killed. We likely won't get the exact number out of the regime, obviously, but these are incredibly brave protesters basically facing this brutal regime head on with a ton of courage. It's just amazing to see how much courage the Iranian people have that are still out there protesting, knowing that this regime is more than willing to cut their life short. That just shows the courage and the will and the grit of the Iranian people, and I think that speaks well for what comes after should this